Yes, welcome back to yet another episode on this platform. Last time we extensively spoke about the centrality of the customer in business and why it is very, very important to, give the customer a service or a good or a product that has good quality, that measures to the expectation. So today we are yet going to delve into another area that is equally important for business in terms of supporting the growth, supporting the sales, supporting the numbers, and the expansion, and of course the continuity. This area is something that is normally not paid attention to by many business owners. You see, when someone gets a bit of their money, they start something, they put up a state-of-the-art facility, equipment, and so on and so forth. Definitely they think, it's a given that, people will definitely buy from you as long as you've established the entity. However, there's an area that we need to really pay attention to, and that is the area of customer service or customer relationships or strengthening the bond or the way we treat our customers. In many cultures, the aspect of customer service is something that is not really paid great attention to. There's the adage which says, the customer is the king, and you, the business owner, you're a servant in the kingdom of this customer. This really means that, you could have a lot of money, you could put up your business, but the business becomes only feasible and viable if people are coming into the business and they're buying your products or services. So meaning the person who takes the decision to pick their money from the pockets and eventually gives you the money in return of the service or good is very critical, because you're not going to force people to buy from you. People have a lot of options, a lot of choices. Just know that the business you've established, you are not the first, not the last person who has established something like that. People have established similar businesses. People will continue to establish similar businesses, but the customer remains a dominant figure. The customer is a common denominator in all this, because why? It is them who make the decision to buy or not to buy from you. So, in many businesses, there's so many irritants that we contend with on a daily. You might have a business, but you buy services or products from other businesses. But the things that irritate you when you walk in those business spaces could be the same things that irritate people who are going to walk in your space as well. So how we want to be treated when we go into the markets, when we go into the salons, when we go into the shops, when we go into the, entertainment places, it's the same way we should treat people who come into or in our businesses. People don't often pay attention to, customers, especially businesses that have a bit of monopolistic tendencies. You think you are the only business around, so you rubbish everybody, you treat everybody as you so wish. Well, in the short term, that could be working for you, but in the longer term, it could work against you. Why? You could have this place and there's no other alternative. People, are forced to come because it's the only place available. But when someone sets in a similar business or similar venture, definitely people will remember all the bad things, all the poor treatment you gave them, and you lose these numbers. And we've seen businesses suffering. Initially, the business has a lot of numbers, but when something similar comes in place, people run away. You will only build customer loyalty depending on how you treat people, depending on the quality of services, depending on how you communicate with customers. So, how you treat customers will sustainably build loyalty that people will say, I must buy from business Y, business X, because you've built a good rapport, you've built good relationship with these people. So I'll tell you one story that speaks about good customer reception, good customer care and service and things like that. So one time we were delving, I think around about when COVID was ending, we were going to undertake a study, an extensive study, and we needed tablets because we were going to digitally collect this data. So I worked with the gentleman who was heading the study at the time, and we were looking for this tablet. So we moved around Kampala Road, and we went to the first shop. Of course, it was for the indigenous Ugandans, and we walked in and we said we want tablet. So this gentleman looked at us from from head to toe. You could tell by the look in his eyes, by the response he was giving, that he was not really very certain that we're going to buy these tablets. So he was a bit reluctant in the way he was speaking to us. So we really made up our mind that honestly we're not going to do business here. So we moved on, maybe 1, 2, 3 shops until we reached the shop of an Indian, very welcoming gentleman. We found him taking his coffee. He offered us seats, offered us a cup of coffee as a starting point. So we started discussing what we want, what our budget is. So he came up with a couple of options for us, and giving us certain guarantees, certain concessions, until we narrowed down to something that was agreeable to us. Unfortunately, he didn't have all the pieces at once, but he really made the effort to ensure that he runs around to collect a bit of pieces from maybe his colleagues, and he was able to raise maybe about 60% of the number we wanted. But he said, you know what, give me tomorrow by maybe about 2, I have a consignment coming from the airport, I'll be able to deliver the balance. Don't pay for everything, you pay for only what you've taken. And the guy came true to by his word. By 2, he had delivered the balance, and we had paid him, and we did business. And he kept checking on us and finding out whether the tablets are working well, stuff like that. And fast forward, this gentleman got the money. It was quite something, especially after the lockdown. Unfortunately, the indigenous Ugandan who lacked the care, the attention, missed out on the money. So customers always want to be attended to well. Customers want to be cared for. Customers want to be loved. Customers want to be given attention. If you don't do those things, your competitor will do them. And definitely the competitor is going to take the customers away from you. Don't underestimate the power of the customer, even if it is one. Why? A satisfied customer is a very big positive to your business. Why? Because they're going to be points of referral. They're going to tell people about the good services, the good products you are offering. But a dissatisfied customer is very dangerous for your business, because they're going to spread the gospel of negativity to everybody who cares to listen. Every time the business name will pop out, and maybe there are lots of negatives that this particular individual encountered while at your business, definitely they're going to preach the negativity. They will not speak about any positive. Many of you have worked in restaurants, and you walk in this place, and you sit and no one is attending to you. It takes 10 minutes, so many minutes. Even when they finally attend to you, the service delays. When you try to maybe complain, the rebuttal is harsh. You've walked into certain spaces where maybe you are buying low quantities, and maybe attention is, you could be the first to have walked in, but because you're buying one item, they shift attention from you who is buying one item, and the attention is given to someone who is buying maybe 5 items. Well, in the short term, that person is going to buy many, but they don't know the next day, will you still buy one? Maybe you will buy more. Maybe you will bring more people to that particular business. But because the treatment you received was not good to you, definitely you cannot continue referring people to that particular business. So, ladies and gentlemen, whatever things that you find irritating when you're buying things from other businesses, they could be the same irritants that people speak about when they come to your business. So, there's no room for slackening. There's no room for not taking care of our customers. We either take care of the customers, we either build strong customer relationships, we either improve our customer service. Otherwise, people will snatch them away. There's a vivid example I have. I used to go to this particular point within my neighborhood that they have good roast, and of course, it's a hangout place. And at the time, when I started going there, there were really so many people. I mean, you couldn't even complain that they have delayed to serve you. So because they had so many people, and there was the only place available, oh my, these guys were so ruthless. They spoke to customers in any way they wished. No, they were not courteous, they were not kind, they were not, welcoming and all that kind of stuff. But interestingly, somebody opposite the roadside put up something similar. As I speak today, it is a struggle for those guys to have their parking at a given time, have maybe about 2-3 vehicles at a go. But previously, you could not even get parking because it was the only place people didn't have an alternative. So sometimes you hear some individuals will say, this guy is bewitching me, this guy is taking away my customers. It actually might not even be witchcraft. Anyway, it could be about how you previously performed. And people are putting you on the performance, pedestal. How did you treat us before? Should we give you our loyalty now when we have many options? Of course, customer being the king, they will always determine their destination. And of course, they will go for where they have a better value proposition. So some of the areas that I want to highlight that, are critical to reflect on is in terms of fundamental customer care, actions is make people feel that they're welcome to your business. And interestingly, God has given us, free tools. And one of them is offer your service with a smile. I mean, it doesn't take away anything. It doesn't cost much. But the smile will tone down the emotions. The smile will pull. The smile is a pull factor. The smile will pull people to you. Because when you smile to someone, definitely they think and they believe that you care about them. Greet people. Speak to them. Ask them about their day. Ask them about their life. Be welcoming. Be honest. Don't lie around. We've seen people, you ask for something and someone says, we had it, but it is over now. Or someone lies about the quality of something, but in the real sense, they know this particular good does not measure to the quality. Be honest. If you don't have something, if something that's not measured to the task, please be honest with people. Because, I mean, we've been to, say, the butchers. I mean, you go to buy meat, and this particular gentleman will hide bones below the meat, fatty pieces. So by the time you reach home, maybe you have about 3/4 real meat, and the rest is, useless stuff. So of course, this particular gentleman has gotten the money from you. But maybe today you bought a kilogram of meat. Maybe the next day you would have bought 5 or 2 or whatever quantity. But because they only focused on getting a quick gain from you, they have lost another customer. So let's be honest with how we work or perform or treat our, customers. Then the other thing is, let's be experts in what we do or what we sell. It is very, very inconveniencing for you to be a business owner, but you don't know what you're selling. We've worked in places where, there's a shop attendant, a business attendant, and you try to ask a few questions. They're on the phone calling someone, trying to, validate price, establish facts about a particular good or service. So the moment you reflect a limited awareness about the product or service you are dealing in, definitely you're going to dampen the spirits of the customer. The customer is going to lose trust in whatever you are selling, because there's no way you're going to sell something you don't know about. So let's be experts, let's research, let's have facts about what we sell, such that we're able to convince, we're able to communicate a clear value proposition to the people who come into our businesses. Otherwise, it is very, very discouraging. It is very, very detrimental for you to sell something that you have limited knowledge about. There's another area that I really love, is the issue of over-delivering. Give more than what your customers expect. Give more. After-sales services, explaining a little more about the good or service, giving that extra attention. Surprise people. Give them a surprise. Give them a call. Speak to them well. Carry for them stuff, maybe to their vehicles if you're selling products. Surprise them with messages. Offer them a bit of discounts here and there. Over-deliver. Give something extra. This is a great motivation. This is a great catch point for customers, because they feel that they are well attended to. They feel that they are loved. They feel that, we are part of this business. But of course, as we work with customers or people, we know that we always will not be on the same thought line, will not be on the same pedestal. There's bound to be some conflict, definitely, because we are human beings. We might not agree all the time. But in the case or in the event that disagreements emerge, you as a business owner, what do you do? We've seen businesses where business owners are exchanging with customers, abusing each other, even to the point of blows. You see, the problem with that is the observers or the public may not judge the customer or the buyer. Probably the blame will go more to you as a business, because this would be one individual who will cause chaos and walk away. But in the memory of the people who have witnessed the commotion, they'll keep on referring to that business owner fights with customers. That business owner is abusive. Probably they might not even have understood the genesis of the exchange. But what will linger in the minds of these people will be what the business owner did. And as they speak about that, they might not actually speak about Robert or Simon or Peter. They will talk about supermarket X, the owner of supermarket X, the owner of restaurant Y, the owner of garage D fights with customers. So you see, your brand continues to be associated with negativity. So in the event that there's the issues of conflict, it is important as a business owner to show patience. It is important to sometimes acknowledge that something is wrong. Saying sorry is a very powerful word. It tones down so many things. Say sorry and move on. Show patience. Sometimes we make mistakes because we rush to respond to the customers. But it's important to reaffirm. Ask if you think that maybe you didn't get the ask correct from the customers. Restate. Ask, did you say you wanted a kilo? Did you say you wanted this type of haircut? Did you say you wanted this type of service? It doesn't cost you much. Rather than you rushing to quickly offer a service or a product that does not correlate with the requirements or the desire of the customer. Restate. Try to resolve the matter where possible. Try to resolve the matter. Speak to the customer. If it means repaying, please repay. Why? Because if you don't repay, a disgruntled customer will go on preaching to everybody who cares to listen how bad you are, how your services are poor, all the negativity about your business. And definitely this will not augur well with your business, because at the end of the day, we want to protect our brand. We don't want to have any dent on our brand. So critical is let's nurture the culture of building a good or strong customer service. When customers are on our side, when we get the loyalty of the customers, our numbers will surge. We'll get so many referrals. The referrals will translate into sales, and the more sales we make, the more money that accrues to us. And definitely when money accrues to us, we have so many options to reinvest, to improve our lives, to procure more things for ourselves, open more business lines, nurture growth, and of course, continuity of our businesses. So as we wrap up this conversation today, one critical or some of the things that we want to reaffirm here is that the customer is very central to the existence of our businesses. Hence, critical to nurture or to build strong customer relationships through improving our customer service. When we don't do that, there's someone out there waiting to snatch this customer. That is the competitor. The competitor will do what you are not doing. And when the competitor does what the customer wants, the numbers that we envisage, the numbers that we want, will definitely go to our competitor. Thank you very much. Look forward to having you in our next episode. In our next episode, we want to delve into the subject of business planning. So we'll break down the business plan session, because it's quite long, into about 4 episodes. So look out for business planning. We'll use the conventional, but we'll also try to use the modern or the abridged version of business planning. Thank you very much. Please continue logging in for similar sharings, and I believe together through these sharings we'll try to do better business. We'll try to pick one or two things that are going to help us to improve performance, but of course for those who have never started a business, maybe help you to think about starting something. Thank you very much. Bless you.